There are two things you should know about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a little man. And Zacchaeus was a rich man. And nobody liked him very much. Okay, that's three things. Nobody liked Zacchaeus, mostly because he got rich taking money from other people and giving it to the Romans. They called it collecting taxes. Some of the money he gave to the Romans, but lots of it he kept for himself, and that's how he got rich. Zacchaeus lived in a town called Jericho a long time ago. One bright sunny day, Zacchaeus looked down the dirt road that came into Jericho, and he saw a crowd of people coming his way. Back then, everybody was talking about a guy named Jesus. Everywhere Jesus went, people were sick and got better. People who couldn't walk could walk again. People who were blind could see again. Jesus was a pretty amazing guy, and everybody wanted to see just who this Jesus guy was, including Zacchaeus. The only trouble was, everywhere Jesus went, there were always crowds of people all around him. And remember, Zacchaeus was a little man. He knew that he'd never be able to see over a great crowd of people. Zacchaeus ran up to the edge of the crowd and stood on his tiptoes to see what the big deal was. But all he could see were the backs of people's heads. He tried jumping up and down. He bounced from one side to the other, and then he still couldn't see. But then, on one lucky bounce, he saw the man at the center of the crowd. It was Jesus. Zacchaeus tried to push his way through the crowd, but everyone wanted to see Jesus, and they wouldn't let him through. What could he do? He wanted to see Jesus too. Then Zacchaeus turned around and saw a sycamore tree growing right beside the road that Jesus was walking along. Zacchaeus had an idea. He ran on ahead and climbed up the sycamore tree. He didn't care if he looked silly or not. He wanted to see Jesus. Sure enough, Jesus stopped right under the sycamore tree. He looked up, and there was Zacchaeus peeking through the branches. Zacchaeus, Jesus said to him, hurry down from there. I must stay at your house today. How did he know my name? Zacchaeus thought to himself. But he does. He knows my name, and he wants to come and stay at my house. Zacchaeus climbed down the tree as quickly as he could. Jesus laughed and put his arm around Zacchaeus' shoulder, and together they started off toward Zacchaeus' house. But the people in the crowd were not so happy. They had spent all day in the hot sun following Jesus, and now he was going to stay at the house of Zacchaeus, a rich, cheating tax collector. They began to grumble and complain. This man is a sinner, one woman said. He cheats and steals from his own people, said an old man. He isn't good enough for Jesus to come and stay at his house, said another. Zacchaeus heard what the people were saying about him, and he must have known that they were right. So he said, listen, I will give half of everything I have to the poor, and if I cheated anyone, I will pay them back 4 times as much. Zacchaeus wanted to make things right for Jesus. He was so happy that Jesus wanted to come to his house. He wanted to make Jesus happy too. And Jesus was happy. Jesus said to Zacchaeus, "Today salvation has come to this house. Your life was all wrong, but now it is all right. You were lost, but now you have been saved. That's why I am here. I came to find and save the lost." Zacchaeus was a little man, but now he was 10 feet tall.
I think that our young people have done a great job in leading worship this morning. Let's express our appreciation